say this, and I think you say this, and this is why we're here today. To any threat or country or enemy that wants to test the spirit or the resolve or the commitment of the American people, you feel lucky today, bring it on. And I think the events of recent weeks have clearly demonstrated that if you are a threat to our nation, it doesn't matter how long it takes or how much it costs. We will hunt you down and we will eliminate you.
That's right.
Now, folks, we're here today to give tribute to our veterans and our veterans' families in our country, but to not forget, we're under attack. And we're under attack from everywhere we look, inside and out, even in our own government. You know, uncontrolled federal spending, we all know, is a serious threat to our country's economic stability and security. We got unions out here refusing to acknowledge the realities of a global marketplace. Liberal judges making up their own rules as they go and giving our country away. We have a failing education system compared to many countries, and it's going to keep dropping us in this global competition. We got a federal government taking away the rights of our states and our citizens, and restrictive laws handcuffing the American productivity and competitive spirit. We still have communism working to destroy our family values and cohesiveness. And of course, illegal immigration and insecure border. That, folks, not everybody coming across there is trying to get a job in agriculture. I worked in money laundering, drug trafficking, and the war on terror like many of you did and many of your families did, and we know it's ugly. It's got to stop. We got this radical Islamic aggression trying to get in our schools and our textbooks and our courts and their own banks right here in Florida. And in my home county, Hillsborough County, right in Florida. We got a growing ID ID market that we created for phony credit cards and phony driver's licenses. And you know, in this state, you don't even have to produce a certified birth certificate to get a voter ID. And of course, the liberals that don't want to acknowledge any of these threats or make excuses for it. And then externally, we have competitive nations. Now, you know, we're only 5% of the world, and we have to compete against the other 95. But we have competitive countries. China, Brazil, with unfair trade practices and currency devaluations to make their products more competitive in a foreign market that's eroding our jobs and our industrial base. We have the breaching of our patents and investments by countries such as China and Brazil. And this has taken away our economic growth and stability and investment. We have the global proliferations of weapons of mass destruction and renegade technology transfer among many states that want to do us harm. And of course, the global war on terror and radical Islamic expansion globally with Al-Qaeda, Hamas, Hezbollah. We still have Vladimir Putin hanging around in the former Soviet Union with his visions to return them to their former power base. And of course, the global black markets on drugs, oil, and money laundering, because the terrorists have to pay their bills as well. We have pirates operating on the open seas, and of course we have the United Nations and their one world government initiatives trying to decide where we're going to live. Very soon they'll be trying to take away our guns. You know, my friends, what this country needs is a very comprehensive and integrated national security policy that will fix many of the things, that will restore American pride, prestige, and respect around the world, where our allies stand with us at all times and our enemies fear us. We got to ensure our national secrets and vital interests are fully protected, and we can't have any more WikiLeaks. And we got to bring to bear all elements of national power into a unified effort. You got to make sure that you're ready to fight today. It's a come-as-you-are world. And when someone out there, some enemy or threat or a nation wants to continue to be a threat to our national security or our interests or our citizens or our allies, you deploy every other option first. But when the day comes that nothing else works, you have to go to the toolbox and get the big hammer. And the military is an instrument of force, and it's designed to kill people and tear up things. And these young folks do it pretty well if we get out of their way. You look at the threat. Who are they? What are they? What do they got? How do they use it? What's their strengths? What are their weaknesses? And then you establish a force package that has full joint capability and brings to bear all resources. You make sure it does have overwhelming force, because we don't want any close football games. We want this thing over before halfway through the first quarter. You have clearly defined military objectives. You have rules of engagement that are well understood. And then you bring in and you dominate the battle space at every level. Strategically, operationally, tactically, every environment, land, sea, and air. And you